Hello, welcome to Lena's Needlecrafts. My name's Lena. Today I'm going to show you the foundation chain. The stitch you're going to use a single crochet or a double crochet for the first row. It's all done at the same time. And anyway, a foundation chain is usually a chain. A lot of projects start out that way, not all of them. And then you have to come back again with your single or double crochet. Whereas the stitch I'm going to show you today combines those two stitches. So it's the chain and the single crochet at the same time. So we're going to get started, and thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a chainless single crochet foundation stitch. The foundation stitch incorporates a chain stitch and a single crochet, or you can do it in half double crochet or double crochet. As I say, it saves time, especially if your row is a single crochet in every stitch. I'm using as you can see, an eye hook and a size 4 thread. And it's a medium-sized thread. Be sure to crochet a little loose. As you know, foundation stitches, people have a tendency to make them very tight. Be sure, let's start with a slip knot. I go over like this. I take my needle through, under and over, and I take it through the thread. And that's your slip knot. And there's another way you can do it. You could go, do a V, do an X, go in one side, bring it through, and then just pull it tight. So there's several ways you can do a slip knot, though, and I'm sure you have a preference. Okay? And let's go ahead and start our foundation stitch. You chain 2 to begin. 1, 2, and you go in the first chain of the hook and you go under the 2 threads. As you know, a chain is made up of 3 threads, counting that back thread. So you go under the 2 threads, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom, and you go under and over and pull it through. And then you have 2 threads, 2 loops on your needle. And as you know, like I said, the foundation chain is done in 2 parts. So you go under and over and do a chain stitch. So that leaves 2 loops on your hook. And then the second part is under and over, and you go through the 2 loops. And that's a foundation stitch. Now the second stitch, it goes a little sideways at first, so it's a little hard to kind of see. But hold on tight with your thumb and your middle finger. And you skip these 2 here, right there, that you've got your loop through, and you go through 2 loops with the chain below it. So you go under and over, pull it through. You got 2 loops on your hook. And the first part is under and over and make a chain stitch. And then the second part is under and over, and there's your single crochet. And go to the chain below, skip those 2. You go under the 2 loops, under and over, bring your loop up, under and over, and you've got the chain stitch. And then you're going to do your crochet stitch, which is under and over and through the 2 loops. And you can straighten it out and see 1, 2, 3, and then your chain stitch is the 4th one. And you can't hardly tell it different from if you did a chain and then you did a single crochet on your first row. Okay, let's do that again. You skip those 2, and you go into the chain, 2 loops, and you see how you follow that up, each chain, you just follow it up. You go under and over, bring your loop up, and it gives you 2 loops on your hook. You go under and over and through the first loop in a chain, like you're making a chain, which you did, and then you have 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to go, and then you make your single crochet, which is under and over, and pull through both loops. You can see that chain. And the bottom, as you can see, the bottom looks just like the top. See that? And you just skip those 2, and you go under the chain below, and you go under both chains, see? Turn it sideways, under and over. You go up, you got 2 loops on your hook, under and over. Do a chain stitch. You got 2 loops on your hook. You do your single crochet under and over and through. And that's how you do a chain stitch. And, you know, it saves you a little bit of time. Like I said, under and over. Bring it up. Under and over. Chain. See? And that makes your chain stitch. Okay. Well, thank you. And be sure and give me a like if you like this. I'd like to show you something I had made as well. This is I call this my fairy village. And I had made it. I bought some little things, like a little windmill. And there's a bridge. And here's a little gazebo and table and chairs and mushrooms and some flowers. And my grandchildren come over, and I tell them the first thing they do is run over to the fairy, the flower pot, and they look for the fairies, and they always see them. So yeah, it's just a little something cute, little flower pot. And it looks pretty with your flowers. So that's something you can think about. Anyway, hit subscribe, and we'll do another one of these with a double crochet. So thank you for joining me, and this is Lena's Needle Crafts, and I'm Lena. Thank you. In, 2 double crochets. Through the loop,